Could Donald Trump have more to be worried about than both losing the election or going to prison? This is for educational purposes only. Research. Just hypotheticals, some what ifs. Questions. Why did the Heritage Foundation handpick J.D. Vance to be his running mate? I mean, J.D. Vance is a Christian nationalist. That puts him first in line to the White House if something was to happen to Donald Trump if he won that election. If I was the FBI, I would have a lot of questions concerning that so-called assassination attempt on Donald Trump. I would have a lot more questions. See, but the FBI kind of come out and treat it as if it's a open and shut case, that they know what went down and it is what it is. But is it really? Is it really? Why did Crooks have $2.4 million put in an offshore bank account, a 20-year-old boy, that apparently can't be tracked? Why did he wind up with $2.4 million in an offshore bank account? That's a lot of money. If I was the FBI, I would be asking, where's Michael Flynn? What's Michael Flynn been up to? If I was the FBI, I would be asking, who started this whole Twitter X, Gen X bonfire thing? That just a few months ago, they said that come the month of July, there's going to be a major event that's going to kick off the revolution. If I was the FBI, I'd want to know the answers to those questions. See, because I know that they know that these Christian nationalist organizations in this country have been working with Vladimir Putin. Yep. See, because I even caught the Christian Broadcast Network in some lies and some propaganda. Whenever we did that Save America Bald Eagle convoy down to the southern border down there to Eagle Pass to stop that invasion, and the Christian Broadcast Network had to run this special report and get on there and let people know, hey, when you get down there, you're not going to see no invasion. Oh, well, that's because the Mexican government dug 800-mile trenches and went around with school buses and rounded up all the immigrants and took them down to Mexico's southern border, so you're not going to see anything. That came from the Christian Broadcast Network. Wired Magazine did an in-depth dive into what was going on with that southern border and all of the propaganda that was being pushed on the American people, and that was Russian propaganda being fed to outlets like Fox News and the Christian Broadcast Network and Newsmax. Russian propaganda is what that was. That was being orchestrated hand in hand with Christian nationalist organizations inside this country. So they're working together. Viktor Orban is a Christian nationalist. Maybe Viktor Orban isn't the buddy that Donald Trump thinks he is. If I was the FBI, I'd have a lot more questions. A lot more. Is it possible that maybe some of these organizations are using Donald Trump as a means to an end? That these evangelical preachers all around this country know that Donald Trump ain't no Christian, and he is a means to an end to occupy that space in the White House so that when he gets in there, they can do something to him to put their guy in place. Patriots, could we be being duped? Could Trump be being played by these Christian nationalist organizations? Remember, the head of the Heritage Foundation come out and said that we are in a revolution and it will remain a bloodless revolution if the left will allow it. This is the closest to power that those people are ever going to get. Ever. Ever. And if they can't win it at the ballot box, which they're not going to, then they're willing to do anything it takes. If I was Donald Trump, I would be concerned about who is inside my inner circle. I can tell you that. Because these people want power. Donald Trump is nothing to them. Nothing at all. They want their Project 2025. Kind of ironic that this assassination attempt didn't happen until after Donald Trump come out and said, hey, I don't know anything about this Project 2025, and what I do know about it, I don't agree with. Like I said, I'm just spitballing here. Hypotheticals. What ifs. What the hell's going on is what that is. Maybe Vladimir Putin has a whole lot to do with this too. And I'm sure he does, see, because he would love nothing more than the United States to get into a civil war. That's what those Christian nationalist organizations need in order to take power, because they're not going to do it at the ballot box. But they could use the help of Russia to do it. The Heritage Foundation, when it was hacked, it was found that they were in communication multiple times with multiple cities from a giant Asian country during the development of Project 2025. So there could be a whole lot of outside assistance helping these Christian nationalists try to kick off a civil war in this country by flooding us with propaganda, right-wing propaganda. Maybe, patriots, we got a whole lot more in common with them Democrats than we think we do if we weren't being focused all the time on social issues like the color of your skin, your gender, or your sexual orientation. Maybe if we weren't so worried about all that stuff, we could look and say, wait a minute, on economic policy, we probably do agree with those Democrats. Maybe we do. But if we're being fed Russian propaganda through Christian nationalist organizations constantly, we don't know what to think. We don't know what to think. So we make Democrats our enemy rather than focusing on the true enemy. And if we allow these Christian nationalists to somehow gain power through a civil war or even at the ballot box, we lose our constitutional rights because they want to replace it with the Holy Bible. And there goes your Second Amendment rights, because in Project 2025, they plan to replace the military with loyalists to them. And if Donald Trump ain't their guy because they did something to him to make J.D. Vance their guy, we've got big problems. If something was to happen to Donald Trump right now, J.D. Vance becomes the nominee because they don't have time to put anybody else on the ballot. J.D. Vance is the guy. It's funny that that assassination attempt happened just before the convention. Maybe they plan to make J.D. Vance their guy then. Who knows? Like I said, educational purposes only, okay? That's what this is. Hey, and if you hadn't already followed me over on the YT, the Tube of the U, you know what I'm talking about, please click the link in my TikTok bio to my link tree and give me a subscribe over on the Tube of You and click the bell and all that stuff for notifications, y'all. I appreciate it. I've got 90,000 subscribers over here on the TikToks. I've got roughly 4,000 over there. I'd love to get a whole lot more of y'all, all right? Inmate Trump 2024.